Hello everyone. For this video regarding the changes, I want to start with the definition of what is a change, and that is basically do the things in a different way. Reasons, so many reasons you can find out there to change the way is because sometimes the things are not going good, or maybe you can improve. I believe there is always a room for improvement. So change is something that you definitely have to implement in your organization. Um, it's a process. Changing is a process in which you at the beginning will be facing a little bit of resistance. Then it's an adaptation phase, and finally it's a stabilization after the change that was made. Um, you need to understand that there are two variables that you have to play with, and the first variable is the environment by itself. It's the people affecting by this change, versus the level of anxiety within the organization. um, you will find some other things that you have to consider in order to do the changes, because the first thing that you have to have in your mind is that you will be facing resistance, and some of the employees will be accepting the changes, some others don't. So that's something that you have to expect as a leader. um, so many questions that will rise along the process, and that's why you have to prepare in advance everything, all the possibilities, to be prepared, and to go ahead and produce the changes as flawless as you can. um, Change is something that you just can't avoid in your organization, and it is good to have changes because that means that you are evaluating and you are doing your own um, like process, the process to understand how your company is doing. The first thing that you have to do is create the environment and create the conditions to do the change. Second, you have to make the change happen. And third, it's since you will be facing the new reality, you have to work and stick in the plan and stick in those changes. And that's something that definitely needs to be a teamwork. Now let's talk about the question for this week: reasons for resistance. So first reason, I believe, is the poor communication. You have to be clear when you want to present a new change, or you want to present a new way to do the things. Sometimes people don't understand, they don't have the details, they don't understand what's going to be my role. So poor communication is one of the biggest problems. The other problem is self-interest. Sometimes they don't want to change because we are sometimes in a comfort zone in which we don't want to move. We don't want to change our way because it is working for me, so I don't want to change it. But if we move a little bit forward and we take a step ahead or to the side, it will take me out of my comfort zone, but it will at the end of the day be good for the organization. The other problem would be feeling excluded. So sometimes we don't take into in consideration the other's opinion, the other's feedback. So it is important to involve the people in this process and listen what they want to share, and they want to share with you, because you can get a good things from them. The other is a lack of trust, and that reminds me about the last week topic regarding the what kind of leader you are. So remember that we need to, as a leaders, we need to produce changes in our employees or subordinates, and we need to produce trust. If they don't trust us, they won't follow us. So as soon as you understand your role as a leader, it will help with this particular issue. And the final, or one of the reasons why I believe it's a problem, is the skills and training. And especially when you want to deal with new technology, it would be really hard for people to change because they don't know how to do it. It will be something new. It will be something that they never deal with that before. So sometimes that they can, like, get scared about it, and they don't want to do it. Now, the other question is, if you want to produce changes, it would be better or easier to do it in a small versus a large companies. Well, this is a really good topic to talk about because um, I have different opinions in small companies. I think some of them are willing to listen, willing to change. There is less bureaucracy that you have to deal with. So I believe that will be very helpful for small companies to change and do the things in a different way. They can understand that they can do better than what they are doing currently. But I have a different opinion with other kind of small companies, like family-owned companies, because sometimes they've been doing that for tradition, and it's been so many years since they do the thing the same way, and they don't want to change it. They don't want to implement the technology. They just want to do it the exact same thing as they have been doing it for 20 years or something like that. So they don't want to implement the changes. The technology is not an option. There's not an evolution, and that's happened with this kind of small company. So I'm not sure if that would be the best. Now let's talk about the big companies. The big companies have some problems as well, because it's so many people. There are so many people involved in this process, so it takes time. The process is longer. It's hard to deal with. You have to present the change. You have to support it from in front of one people, the other, your supervisor, the manager, the board. So it's a lot. It's just too many people around this decision. And finally, when you have the option to change, it's more bureaucracy. Get the money is harder. So it takes time and money to do it. But at the end of the day, they have the resources, and specifically they have the money to do it. They have larger companies. They can put more money on it. They can bring more technology. They can do training. They can send people over to to get trained in that particular new thing. So I just want to finish this video, leaving the discussion open, because in my opinion, big companies, it's better for changing. But I'm open to discuss it with my classmates and with my professor as well. I'd rather go for the big companies. Thank you. Have a nice week. Bye bye.